it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on our video today. As you can see by the title, our reading today is all about how do they truly feel about you. And you guys, it is quite in depth. Here is everything we're going to be talking about today. We actually have an extended today as well. So we have a pretty in-depth YouTube reading and then also an extended. So there is a lot to talk about. And this is all about how do they truly feel about you. So we're going to be looking at your current energies with your person that you are asking about. And then we're going to be diving deep into their feelings towards you. So we're going to be seeing how they're feeling in their head, how they're feeling in their heart, how they're feeling in their soul. We're going to see what are their intentions towards this connection. And yeah, all that good stuff. There's a lot to talk about. I'll definitely go over the breakdown in our individual readings, but I just wanted to show you before we get into it. There's a lot that we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to set that aside, and I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Now, each group has a different tarot deck, has a different crystal, and has a different card that came out. So you could be drawn to your groups in multiple ways. And also keep in mind that this does not have to be about somebody that you know or somebody that's in your life right now. This could be somebody that you are maybe energetically picking up on and you're like, what's going on with this connection? This also doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel like people are watching this for a more romantic reading, but I will do my best to give other examples as well. But I do feel like, it might be more romantic, but we will see as we get into the groups. I just don't want you to have any restrictions on yourself when you are going into this reading. So, we will see just anything that comes up and anything Spirit wants to talk to you about today. And also, you can watch multiple readings because maybe there is more than one person that you are wanting information about and about your connection with them. So you can watch as many as you would like. So let me go ahead and show you all of your options up close one by one. Group 1, this is the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, and your crystal is this green obsidian. And your random card is the 7 of Pentacles. Group 2, this is the Field Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this amethyst chunk. And your random card is the Ace of Cups with the keyword love. Group 3, this is the Landscapes Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this blue obsidian. And your card is the Wheel of Fortune. In Group 4, this is the Gentle Heart Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this rose quartz. And your card is the Star. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. Like I said, you can watch as many as you would like, and you can take as much time as you need to pick a group. I'm going to go ahead and get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose the 7 of Pentacles with the Tarot of the Witch's Garden and this green obsidian crystal, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. Where should I put your crystal today? Let's put the crystals here because I think there is a lot going on with everything else. So let's talk about our breakdown for the reading today. This is all about how do they truly feel about you. So here on YouTube, we're going to start off with your current energies between you and your person. This is going to be our energy check. So if you feel like this current energy doesn't sound like what's happening between you and your person, then definitely check out a different group. And then we're going to be diving in deep to your person's feelings. So this is really all about the person you're asking about today. We're going to go ahead and see how they're feeling in their head, how they're feeling in their heart, and how they're feeling in their soul. We'll see what are their intentions towards this connection and what are their desires towards this connection. And then in the extended, we will see how they think you feel about them in the present energy. We will say what they wish they could tell you right now. And then we'll also see what will they do next. Will they take any actions towards you? And then we're also going to use the Hidden Truth Oracle in the extended, which is this one, if I feel like, you know, I've used this before, so you guys have probably seen it, but at the end of the extended, if you know, have this person in mind, we can channel anything from them directly to you using that deck. So all of that is in the extended. There's a lot to talk about today. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm so excited. So let me get this fuzz off my desk as usual. Is it even one of my readings if there's no fuzz? That's driving me crazy. Okay, so let's get started. What's so interesting about this card is that she's looking at cards down here on the Seven of Pentacles card, which I think this is the only deck that I've ever seen a Seven of Pentacles where this person is like contemplating something, and she or he, I mean, this whoever this individual is like trying to figure something out. Like they're literally asking the cards, which is what you guys are doing, asking the cards, asking me, and I'm channeling for you. You know what I mean? Like it feels like they're seeking some guidance or answers or clarity through cards, which is so interesting to me because that's exactly what we're doing. And this was your intro card. So for some of you, maybe you're really questioning something, or you're really trying to find that clarity, or, you know, you're trying to figure something out about this connection. And I just thought that's so interesting. What's interesting about the Seven of Pentacles, it's clearly, I mean, she has a full garden going on, right? Like this person here has a full house. Like it feels like they put a lot of work into it. They're seeing their pumpkins, they're seeing their rewards. This took a lot of time and energy and effort. So it feels like this could be a connection for some of you where you put in a lot of energy into this already. You already have something built with this person, or you've already put a lot of time into it. And I think maybe you're questioning, do I continue? Because I've already done so much, you know, or it's like, it's something like that. It's like you've already put in time and effort and you're wondering, do I keep moving forward with this connection? 333 as I'm saying that. Now, again, this is just the intro card, so that does not have to resonate with you at all. I always like to give a little message of what I'm feeling with the intro card, so that could resonate for maybe even just one person out there, but that's what I'm sensing here. So we will move this aside and get into the first part of our reading today. There's going to be a lot of cards out, so I hope there's enough space for everything. So we're starting off with our energy check. This is the current energy of the connection right now in this moment in time. And this is your energy on this side. This is your person's energy on this side. Those were the intentions I set when I shuffled. So I'm hoping that it is, you know, you're on this side, they're on that side. But if for whatever reason you feel like the energies are flipped, that's okay. But I am going to read this as your energy and this as their energy. And then, as usual, if the energy check does not resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. Okay, so let's get started. So this is group one's current energy towards this connection. We have, can we meet? I'm trying to figure out, how do I want to lay these out? Okay. Ooh, full moon, interesting. Maybe we'll lay them out like this. Can we meet? Full moon. Five of Wands, and there's a full moon in the back of this card too. Oh my god. There's another full moon. Nine of Trees with refinement. So this is the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that is so interesting. Let me see. Do I want to lay them out like that? No, let me lay them out side by side. I think that makes more sense. Okay, that's better. That is so interesting, group one, that you have 3 full moons, which is like, so a full moon, right? It is when the moon is completely illuminated. And the full moon, it's almost like, to me, like I view it as it's exposing something, or it's bringing things up to the surface. And it's also like kind of the end of the cycle, right? Because after the full moon hits, now we're slowly going into that new moon energy. And the new moon is all about beginnings. And it's interesting where I was talking about you have all these questions, or it's like you're really trying to figure out what to do next. And I feel like a lot of questions could have come up to the surface for you recently. Like Spirit almost is like illuminating certain aspects of this connection to you to make you question it, or to make you like wonder what's happening, or what's happening next, or where is this headed. And that's very interesting. Actually, I have the guidebook since you guys have 3 full moons, I definitely have to read the full moon passage for you. There we go. Okay, full moon. In a reading, it says, you have reached full illumination with this phase, and everything you have been working towards reaches the climax. This is where you realize that the journey is only half over. What goes up must also come down. The positive cannot survive without the negative. This is just a fact of life. The plant you grew, the plant! We're talking about you having an entire garden. The plant you grew will soon begin its decay and subsequent death, and this is okay. This is all part of its purpose. Seeing and acknowledging our faults is the best thing we can do for our development. While it can hurt when we see our shortcomings, acknowledging them takes away their power. And the key word, clarity. That is so interesting, because that's literally what we were just talking about. It's like you have done a lot. You have an entire garden that you have nurtured and put time and effort into, and you have grown this with your hands, you know, and it's like now you're here and now you're wondering, okay, what do I do next? Do I keep going? That's interesting. Okay, so, and you know what's so interesting? We have the 9 of Pentacles here. I feel like you are somebody that's very independent, group 1, and maybe that's another thing that's getting in the way, because the 9 of Pentacles is almost the 10 of Pentacles. So we see that there is independence, there is maybe a lot of financial stability, there's a lot of stability within yourself. You have a foundation that you have built for yourself, and maybe for some of you, you're nervous about like allowing somebody to come into your life when you already have this foundation built for yourself, and maybe you're even questioning them like, hey, like I've built my entire life, you know, and I'm questioning if you're going to come in and ruin that, or if you're actually going to add to my life, to what I have already built. Because the 9 of Pentacles, you know, in traditional Rider-Waite, she's actually standing in her garden. You know, we're talking about all this abundance that you have for yourself, or this life that you have specifically created for yourself. And I think you could really be questioning, like, is this somebody that's worth it to bring into my life? In the 5 of Wands, it talks about, you know, it talks about mental conflict. It talks about a lot of going back and forth. You could be going back and forth within yourself. There could be, like, you could be kind of maybe, yeah, like going back and forth, like part of you saying yes, part of you saying no. And it's interesting that she's like alone in the desert, which makes me feel like maybe you don't have anyone that you can talk to about this, or you don't want to share what you are really going through mentally regarding this situation, or maybe you are trying to figure it out yourself, or maybe you even feel a little bit alone and isolated because of the connection, or because of what you are feeling due to this connection. Let me go ahead and pull their cards out, and that way I can kind of get a bigger picture of what's going on. So this is your person's current energy towards this connection. Oh, it says, oh my God, it says I do. It says, can we meet? And they're saying yes, like, yeah, we can meet. I do. Interesting. Saturn. Oh, okay. They could be going through a Saturn return right now. Hold on, I have to align these as best as I can, or else my OCD will take over and I can't focus on what I'm saying. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, Ace of Cups. How sweet. 3 of Angels with clarification. This is actually the 3 of Swords. Oh, very interesting. This person in their own life right now, they're going through a massive shift, or a massive change, a massive transformation, because Saturn is extremely powerful. And I feel like Saturn came into this person's life and kind of just like destroyed certain things, or brought a lot of things up to the surface, because especially if they're going through a Saturn return. So Saturn, if their Saturn is in Aries, then they're going through a Saturn return. So birthdays, it would fall from like 96 until 99. If their birthdays fall into that time frame, they're going through their Saturn return, and it lasts like 3.5 years. It lasts a very long time. It's not like a little blip. It's not like a little you know, it's not like a little moment. It's a very long time in somebody's life, and it talks about their stage where they are getting older. You know, we're kind of moving into our 30s now, and things are changing. Things are being brought up to the surface. The universe wants us to like pay attention to things or fix things or work on stuff, and like the universe wants this person to really evolve into who they are meant to be. And it just feels like they themselves are going through a bit of a chaotic time in their life right now, which is maybe why you are feeling maybe left out, you're feeling confused. I think this person could have pulled back their energy recently, and you're wondering, is it something that I did? You know, am I like, do you not like me anymore? Do you not want to pursue this connection anymore? And I think this person, it's like there's so much going on beneath the surface, and they're not really sharing it, or they're not, at least they're just like not showing it on the outside, that they're actually going through a lot internally. What is so sweet is we literally have the Ace of Cups and we have I do. I think this person definitely has feelings for you. They definitely care about you with the Ace of Cups here. And I love that there's crystals in this Ace of Cups, which is showing me that they are like, not only do they care about you, but they're like offering you something, or they want to bring something stable to this connection. But I feel like there's something really like deep going on within themselves, within their own transformation. And that could be why they're being distant, especially with you saying, can we meet? It feels like in you having this sense of like maybe isolation, or you're a little bit left out, there's distance here. It feels like you're the one that's saying like, can we meet? I want to talk to you. Like, I want to like somehow get closer to you about what's happening. And I think they are causing the distance here. And yeah, I mean, deep down from what I'm sensing so far, they genuinely have feelings for you. They genuinely care about you. But I think that there is a much stronger force that is at play in their life right now with Saturn here, that is causing them to be distant, or causing them to figure out other things in their life. Even with the word clarification here, because this is the Three of Swords, which talks about sadness, talks about heartbreak. In traditional tarot, it's the heart with the swords that is going through it. But in this sense, this person feels very mentally conflicted, and it feels like they're going through a lot internally, and they're trying to find clarification in their own life. And I almost feel like they could have put this relationship kind of on the back burner, but they still care. They're still here. I think that the dynamic could have changed between the two of you, but it's like they're still there. They're not completely gone, but they're trying to find like the deeper meaning to themselves. And I'm literally hearing this person say like, it's not you, like this is not personal. I am going through something so much deeper than our relationship, like so much deeper than I would have ever imagined. I think they're trying to figure out like the purpose of their life. They're trying to figure out like, what am I doing here on earth? Like they're asking like some really deep questions. This person could be trying to figure out their career, their finances, you know, what to do next in their life. And I think a lot of things are just coming up to the surface for them, to where they kind of had to like take a step back from this to focus on this, so that they can eventually become a better version of themselves. And it's interesting because I'm hearing them say like, you don't deserve this. And that, because for some reason for them, they feel like they can't do both, which makes sense, right? Like you don't want someone to like half-ass something. You don't want them to show up 50-50 when you're showing up 100%. And I think because of that, they're struggling because they can't show up 100% for you right now. Even though they care, even though they have feelings, they can only show up halfway, or maybe even less than halfway, because their priorities are more so with themselves right now, which is good. I mean, obviously, like healing is important for every person. You know, in my sense as a reader, I think they're totally doing the right thing, because you need to evolve as a person and become a better version of yourself in order to give your partner the best version of yourself and to treat them the way they deserve to be treated. So it almost feels like they're definitely doing the right thing when it comes to like their own growth, if they are like kind of distancing themselves or detaching to some extent, because it's like they just can't do it 50-50, or they can't like half-ass something, and they're saying that you don't even deserve to be half-assed. You know, I don't know how else to say it. Like they're like, you don't even deserve that. You deserve somebody who's there 100%, and I am not there 100% right now. Interesting. I just wonder if they're not telling you all of this. Like maybe this person kind of struggles with communication, because the fact that you are seeking clarity 3 times. I mean, we see 3 full moons. Like a full moon is a very intense energy. Everything is being brought up to the surface. Like this is not subtle, you know, this is not a, oh, like it's fine, I'll move on. Like this is like boiling energy. Like it is coming up to the surface. You're like exploding with this desire to know more, to understand what's happening. So I just feel like this person just might not be good at communicating what they are going through, or maybe they don't even know how to put it into words. You know what I mean? Like as a reader, as somebody that reads energy and like this is what I do, I can put it into words to what they're going through, but it's possible that they can't even put it into words. And maybe for them, it makes the most sense for them to kind of just like hide and kind of tuck themselves away because they don't even know what to say to you. But I think that what I don't agree with, especially if they are, you know, isolating you and like maybe even ghosted you, for some of you, like this energy is pretty intense to the point where you could have been ghosted. You know, they could have drastically pulled away. Like, yeah, I agree, everyone should heal and everyone should focus on themselves, but communication is very important. So if they ghosted you, you know, I don't agree with that and I'm sorry about that. You could definitely feel very alone and like you are seeking clarity. And again, I'm sorry if they did that. You know, nobody deserves to be ghosted and everyone deserves answers. Everyone deserves closure. And that's another thing with this. The moon is a full moon. So it feels like there's a lack of closure. It feels like it was just left the way it was and it never ended. It never closed into that new moon cycle. It never finished its phase. And it was kind of just like paused there. And you were just like, well, what's going on? So I definitely sense the frustration from your end. And yeah, I feel like that's probably what happened. And I think that you are, you know, very independent. You can take care of yourself. So I think it's possible you kind of just had to like pick up and move on with life, or you know, now you're even questioning like, do I even move forward with this person? If they already did this to me, or if this is the way things are going, do I even want to continue this? I will say though, you know, I do feel bad for this person because they're going through it. I mean, they're being put through the ringer right now. And I think that there is so much going on within themselves that obviously, no, I don't agree if they ghosted you and just abandoned you, but I think that they are going through so much. So let's shift really quick. Okay, so I'm still here. I think I'm actually just gonna leave everything out on the table. And we will go in with the deck that you guys chose. So let's go ahead and get into the deep dive into your person's feelings. So first, let's see, how are they feeling about you in their head? So let's see, how are they feeling about group 1 in their head? How are they feeling about group 1 in their head? How's this person feeling about group 1 in their head? We have the Ace of Wands. Let's see, how are they feeling about group 1 in their heart? We have the Wheel of Fortune. How are they feeling about group 1 in their soul? These are coming up. Oh my gosh, the Two of Cups. That's what I'm saying. Like, this person really likes you, group 1. That's why I feel bad for them. And I kind of feel bad for this entire situation because this person really likes you. Okay, and then let's see, what are their intentions towards this connection with group 1? Oh my god, you got so many aces. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups here. Actually, just gonna move these over a little bit. That way we can see all of our cards. Oh, that glare. And then what are their desires towards this connection? What are their desires? we have Justice here. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, I really feel bad. Okay, so, I mean, not bad. Let's just get into it. So, I want to start with, we'll just go in order of the questions. So the first thing is how they're feeling in their head. Actually, I kind of want to bounce around. How they're feeling in their heart, how they're feeling there. Okay, first of all, I want to start off with this Two of Cups, honey, because this is literally a soulmate card. The Two of Cups is about a soulmate energy in your life. I mean, you know, you can clearly see this definitely looks like a couple. This looks like two people happily in love. And for them to feel the Two of Cups in their soul is really crazy because this is a soulmate card. So it's like that's the energy where like deep down they know that this is a very special connection in their life. Like they literally feel like you are a soulmate. You are, that's why they were saying they can't have acid because because you deserve so much more, you deserve so much better, and they just can't meet you the way you deserve to be met right now. But in their soul, they genuinely feel like you are a soulmate. There's so much potential with this connection. You guys are very similar, or you just blend together very harmoniously when life is good, when things are going well. And they feel that in their soul, like 100%. There's so much love here. There's so much admiration for you. They think you are beautiful. They think you are just like literally like an angel here on earth. Whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. It's just like they feel like you are such a heavenly being here on earth, and they just, I'm sensing like whenever they look into your eyes, they just like melt on the inside, even if they don't show it on the outside. There's something about your eyes they find very beautiful, and they just love spending quality time with you. So that's interesting. If you guys haven't been like physically meeting each other or even like talking to each other that much, I think that really hurts them because they love spending that time with you, or they love talking to you. Oh, I also feel like you really, in their soul, they feel like you really help them. You're helping them overcome something. So maybe for some of you, maybe you are still in contact, or you're still in this connection with this person, and they feel like even if they don't say it to you, they feel in their soul you help them a lot. You help them overcome certain things, or you're really helping them through a difficult time right now, which is very, very sweet. For how they're feeling in their heart, this is so interesting because this is also a card just about fate, about destiny. They feel like they met you by chance. They feel like in their heart they're just like, where did you come from? How did I meet you? You know, this is all just a fated event. But what's interesting with the Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Fortune is something, it's a force that is uncontrollable. It is literally divine intervention, divine timing. So they do feel like they met you at the right place at the right time and all of that. But they also feel like they could lose you at any moment. I don't know why it's coming through like that, because the Wheel of Fortune is something we cannot control. So it's like in their heart, they feel like I could lose this person just as easily as they came into my life, or something like that. Or in their heart, they feel like something about this connection is unpredictable right now, and they are not in control of it. Like there's something here where they kind of know that they're not in control of the situation. And what's interesting is actually you got this energy for their soul. I mean, this is like their higher self. This is the more evolved version of themselves. But in their head and their heart, they're not coming through as evolved as their soul is. Obviously, nobody is. Nobody would. But it's like their higher self and their soul knows that you are a very special connection. You met each other for a reason. There was a lot of divine timing, divine intervention that brought the two of you together. But it's like in their head and in their heart, they're not as certain, or they're not as sure. Because here, I mean, their soul is very sure about it. Like, this is my person. But I think here on the 3D, I think, or in the 3D, I think their ego gets in the way, our human ways, our human thinking, like all of our human tendencies get in the way. And I feel like they're not as evolved as their soul is, which, you know, makes sense. And the way they feel about you in their head, I mean, there is so much passion here. There's so much passion, there's so much excitement. They're very, very physically attracted to you. They have a lot of fun with you. They light up, like, anytime they think about you, anytime they want to, like, hang out with you, or just, like, your energy, like, lights them up in their head, in the 3D. You bring a lot of excitement into their life, or you, like, bring that spark with you into their life. So yeah, it's interesting that there's so many aces, because I almost wonder if, like, something is in the very early stages between the two of you. Because it's possible, because you have so much independence and self-sufficiency on your end. It almost makes me wonder if this is somewhat of a new connection, and you are actually just questioning, well, I have so much that I have built for myself, you know, like we mentioned in the very beginning. Am I willing to, like, get into something new with somebody who seems a bit unstable versus how stable you are? But their intentions towards this connection, and even their desires, this is very real. I mean, they have intentions to offer something to you, to start something with you. And I think that's why I kind of feel bad, because they're going through so much internally, but they are still saying I do. They're still wanting to start something or still offer you something. And I almost wonder if they're thinking, like, I just can't be there 100% the way I want to, but I don't want to lose you. Because aces are little. It's like a little step, it's a little offering, it's a little some movement forward. It's not 0 to 100 really quick, but it's a little something. And I think maybe that's what's kind of going on. It's like they don't want to lose you, but they know they're not in the right place, and something in their life is not right. They could even be healing from some past heartbreak, past breakups, past sadness. It's like they're definitely healing through something, but then they meet you, or like you come into each other's lives, and they're like, wow, I'm so happy I met you, but the timing in their life is not right for something here. But I think that they really want to continue something, or even like move forward, even if it's baby steps. They want to do that. And their desires towards this connection, whether they share this with you or not, it's like they want to bring balance into this connection. Maybe they feel guilty that, like, since they're the ones that are healing and they're the one that's kind of like going through something more chaotic, they could feel guilty on, like, putting that on you, or like dragging you into something in their life. And their desires is to finally, like, bring balance to the situation, because you deserve balance, and you deserve harmony, and something that is grounding and peaceful and easy, you know, like an easy flowing energy. And they want to, like, balance something out between the two of you. They want to, like, make it right again between the two of you, or they just want to, yeah, balance out the situation between the two of you. And this person, their desires, it's interesting, because we see somebody that's like very masculine and like muscular, and they're like holding this like heavy thing, and it looks like they are bringing this to you. You know, there's fruits and stuff in this one, and there's like flowers in this one, and it's like their desires, if I really view this as like a masculine energy, it's like their desires is to provide for you, is to find stability in their own life, so they can come forward and give you what you deserve to be given, and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And that is their ultimate desires boiled down. But again, they can only do so much right now. And I think that's what makes them nervous, is like, and they feel like I could lose group 1 at any moment, because I'm not here yet. I'm not at this, you know, at this completed energy that I want to bring into this relationship. I'm not there yet. So it's very possible that I will lose group 1. Wow. It's very interesting. It's very deep. It's a very deep energy because it's like it's somebody that is going through their own chaos, whatever that chaos may be, and then they really like you. Maybe it was just like a chaotic time that they met you, like chaos, but they really like you. They want to nurture this. They want to see where this goes. But it feels like they have to be patient because they can only give you an ace. They can only give you something small at a time. Even though they want to give you the world, they just can't right now. But then they also feel like because they're only giving you little bits at a time, that you could walk away because you deserve more. You deserve the desires that they want to give you. You deserve that. You deserve that provider energy. You deserve somebody to like take care of you, hold you down, be there for you. But they can't do that. So I think there's like some sadness within them because they're like, well, I could lose them. And I think they almost have to like be okay with that because they know you deserve the best. And they know they can't give you what you deserve right now. Does that make sense? That's why this feels like a very complex energy with many layers to it. But yeah, deep in their soul, I mean, they know that you are special, you are a soulmate, and they don't want to lose you. But they would be okay if you walked away. Because you're a queen, you know what I mean? Like you're that, you have your stability, you have that independence, you have all of that. You have a life that you have built for yourself. So if you are trying to find somebody else who has their life and everything going for them, who is more so in like your league or on your level, they are okay with that. They understand that. They understand they can't give you, they can't match you right now. And they would be okay with if you were to walk away and find more so what you deserve. Because I also don't know how long this will take them. Like, yeah, they have the desires to do this. But, I mean, it could take months. It could take years. We don't know how long their healing is going to take. And I think they also don't know that. So that's why they're just like, you don't deserve to wait around for me. Because this could take forever. You deserve to find what you're looking for right now. Not somebody who is working through something and someone who's not there 100%. Okay, group one, I think that's everything that I am seeing here. So now we're going to go into the extended. We're going to go ahead and see how they think you feel about them. We'll go ahead and see what they wish they could tell you right now, and then we'll see what will they do next. Will they take any action? And then if you want to get any like direct channeled messages from them, we will use the Hidden Truth Oracle at the end of the extended. So I'm going to leave you here. If this is all that you want and you found your clarity and you found your answers, then thank you so much. That means the world to me that you were able, but I was able to help you. You know, you were able to find something that you came here looking for. So thank you so much for being here. I do have a Patreon where actually, so this extended is going to go up to everyone that's on Patreon. So if you're on there, you'll have immediate access to it. And then you can join Patreon and get access to this and access to like 30 other readings on there because I upload on Patreon regularly, and the viewers on Patreon actually suggest the monthly reading. So it's a very personalized platform over there for what like people are seeking. But if you don't want to join Patreon, that's okay. This will also be available for an individual sale. So you can just buy this if you want the extended, and that's it. You don't have to like join the entire thing. So every video or every reading on there is available for individual sale if you are interested in that. But yes, thank you so much for being here. If you want a private reading, email me. My email is in the description below. This is a general reading, but I hope, you know, you're able to get messages. But at the same time, if you're truly seeking like individual advice, then definitely have a private reading with me because your energy could be a little bit different from what we are really seeking or seeing here, you know. But yeah, everything is in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. If you're interested, please subscribe and like this video. And yeah, that's everything. So I'll talk to you guys next time, or I'll see you in the extended. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Ace of Cups with the Field Tarot and this Amethyst chunk, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to set your crystal right there. And let's go ahead and go into the breakdown for our reading today. So this is all about how do they truly feel about you. We're going to start off with the current energies between you and your person, and that will be the energy check today. And then we're going to be diving in deep to your person's feelings. So we'll see how are they feeling in their head, how are they feeling in their heart, and how are they feeling in their soul. We will see what are their intentions towards this connection and what are their desires towards this connection. So this is everything we're going to be looking at here on YouTube. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have this extended, which I'll talk about this at the end once we are done with our main part of our reading. So yes, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. And let's get into it. So I have your current energy on this side, and then I have your person's current energy on this side. That was my intentions when I was pulling the cards out. But if you feel like the energies are switched, that's okay. You can switch them like on your own on how it resonates with you. But I'm gonna, for the purposes of this, I'm gonna read this as group 2's energy, and I'm gonna read this as your person's energy. And as usual, if you feel like the energies doesn't sound like you, doesn't sound like your person, then definitely check out a different group. This is actually my last group I'm recording. I kind of went out of order, and I will say every group is very different. So if one does not resonate with you, definitely check out a different group because they all have a very like specific message, and I'm sure you would find one that fits. So let's get into it. So this is group 2's current energy towards this connection here. Okay, we have absolutely not. Interesting. We have Virgo. You could have given this person many chances, and I feel like you're at a breaking point with them. Especially with Virgo here, it's making me feel like you put time and of effort, and you put a lot of effort. You really tried to make this work. You tried to build something with this person, and you could have been given them many chances as well. Like you really saw something good in this person at one point in time, or you really saw that like you could be there for them, you could help them, or that you guys could have some kind of a stable connection at some point in time. But it almost feels like maybe you're kind of like losing hope in some way. Let's keep going. 9 of Cups. Oh, interesting. Okay. 2 of Trees with flexibility. So this is Capricorn energy. This is the 2 of Pentacles. Oh, okay. What's interesting is you could be very happy and stable in your own life, because with the 9 of Cups and this Virgo energy, it's really feeling like somebody who has found stability within themselves, somebody who's very happy within themselves. Maybe, you know, you worked very hard to get to where you are at right now. And I'm actually viewing this absolutely not in a different way. It feels like you are not going to allow some kind of an energy to come back into your life, because you have built a very stable energy for yourself. It almost feels like, you know, when you're like building your dream life and you're finally in control, you're able to do what you want to do, and you're finally at peace within yourself. You're not just going to let somebody come back in and rush, or a new person come in and like ruin that in a way. Because with the 9 of Cups here, this is talking about like ultimate fulfillment, especially within yourself, within your environment, within your work, within your own life. You know, you found peace, you found stability within yourself. And with Virgo, this is a very hard-working energy. Like you built something yourself. You built this foundation by yourself. And I think that you have like a very ideal partner that you would want to like come into your life. But there could be a certain person or a certain type of an energy that you would not like let that kind of an energy into your life right now, because you don't want anyone to like ruin what you have built for yourself, which is very interesting. Let's see what's going on with them, because I think maybe that'll make a little bit more sense for me. So this is this other person's current energy towards group 2. It says, I love you more. Pluto. It's interesting that your card says absolutely not, and this person says I love you more. So maybe that intro message of like maybe you've given this person many chances, or like you've already dealt with them before and you don't want to do it again. Maybe that is like more accurate for more like for people than I was thinking. So we have the Three of Swords. They actually got two cards here, and then we have the Four of Cups. These came out together. And then we have the Ace of Stars with creation. It definitely feels like for some of you, it could be that this person wants another chance with you. And they like want to start over with you. But I feel like you are in a really good place in life, or you have healed or you've evolved. You just kind of like, you're in a good place with many things, especially when it comes to your stability, because we have so much grounding and stable energy here and a lot of happy energy. So it feels like you are doing pretty well on your own, within your own independence and filling your own cups. And it almost feels like this person wants another chance. It's interesting because you also have the Ace of Cups as your intro card. And the aces talk about like a little gesture. And especially this one, this is actually, I thought this was the Ace of Pentacles, but this is actually the Ace of Wands. But we can also talk about the Ace of Pentacles. But it just feels like this person wants another chance with you. But I just don't know if you're willing to sacrifice what you have built for yourself, or what you have healed through, or what you have become. It's like you almost feel like if you were to go back to this person and give them another chance, it would cause you to like backtrack and lose progress. It feels like this person could have, I just don't, what's interesting is it feels like this could have been somebody that has told you like more than once that they are gonna change, they're gonna do better this time around, but then they didn't. Because it's interesting they have Pluto. So this is showing me that they are actually in a much more chaotic energy right now in their life, and they're definitely having some kind of like a death, a rebirth, or some kind of a tower moment in their life with Pluto. It's destructive and it's falling apart. Like their life is falling apart, or maybe the fact that like maybe if you walked away from them, that's causing them to fall apart. There's just something here that is like very chaotic in their energy. And they're very hurt. I mean, with the Three of Swords, they're very heartbroken. And even with the Four of Cups, this person feels very isolated. They feel very alone right now. They are definitely thinking about you, missing you. They're very heartbroken, and they want some kind of a new opportunity with you. But I just don't know if you are willing to sacrifice what you have right now, because it feels like you're in two very different energies. It feels like you have figured it out. You have some kind of independence going for yourself. You have happiness. You have this foundation for yourself. And you are just like, yeah, you don't want somebody to like ruin what you have created. And it feels like they are just starting some kind of a transformative energy. And it also feels like for some of you, like this person just brings chaos with them in some way. And you just don't want any part of that. But with the I love you more, and the fact that they're missing you and they're heartbroken, and they are the ones offering some kind of a new opportunity here, or like a chance, another chance, it feels like they are the ones coming to you to be like, can we have another chance, or can I come back, or I want to try this again, or I miss you. Like it almost feels like they are coming towards you. And I just feel like you're stuck because you just don't know. You don't know if they've really changed. You don't know if they're being honest this time. You just don't know what's really going on here. You don't know if it's like empty promises, empty words, because I feel like this person has let you down before, is how I'm sensing it. It's like they've let you down before, but now maybe you have like real boundaries. Because I feel like, especially if you've given them many chances, maybe they think you're just going to take them back again, or they think you're going to let your walls down at some point in time. But it feels like your energy has shifted from somebody who is willing to give them many chances to now you're not. Like, this absolutely not is feeling like walls are up now. You're like, no, like, I'm putting my foot down and I'm not letting you get in here. And I think because you finally shut them out, that's causing this massive destruction within their life, because maybe they just always assumed you would be around for them. You would stick around for them, you know? You would always be there to take them back. But there's something about this I love you more that just feels kind of like finicky. And I'm not saying that they are finicky, but it just feels like you've heard it before. You know, it feels like empty promises, empty words. I almost see you like rolling your eyes a little bit. So this is a very specific energy. If this doesn't sound like you, I feel like you should definitely check out a different group. But yeah, it almost feels like you brought the stability to this connection. You maybe even brought the finances. You know, you brought everything. You worked for everything. You built everything for this connection, and this person was kind of just there. They did not really contribute the way you wanted a partner to contribute. And I feel like you finally know your worth, or you finally have like raised your standards, or you finally like have a good grip on what you know you deserve and what you're not going to be settling for anymore. Because maybe up until now, you were settling. You were allowing, you know, the bare minimum, or you were allowing certain things in the past, but it does feel like you are open up to like a whole new version of yourself. Maybe you went through some kind of a spiritual awakening recently. Maybe you healed from something, or like matured in some way to where you realize now, like, hey, like I can't be a part of this kind of behavior anymore. And I also feel like because now you kind of like are doing really well for yourself, or you finally like have your life back on track, or like something like that, right? You picked up the pieces. It feels like now there's a very specific type of a relationship that you want, or a very specific type of connection where you can build with this person, and it's like 50-50, and it's like you have a very ideal connection in your head, and now you're not settling for less than that. And I think there's something about this person's energy where now when they come back around, you're just like, oh my god, like no, like, you know what I mean? Like, not like it's gross or anything, but you know when you like evolve, and then you kind of realize like, oh my god, I used to do that. I used to hang out with those people. I used to engage in those activities, but now you are evolved and like you don't do things like that anymore. It's like cringe. It's kind of like, you know, when you look at like old photos of yourself from when you were younger, or like you know, like maybe different outfits you used to wear, or different hairstyles, like you know, when you're like in middle school or something and you had like crazy hair, and like, well, at least for me, but I'm kind of old, but anyway, like I used to have crazy hair, and like, you know, I was just kind of a crazy character in middle school. So when I look back at those photos, I'm like cringe. I'm like, oh my god, get that away from me, because like I can't believe I participated in that, or that like I did that. It almost feels like that. It feels like you have these new standards and you know exactly what you want. So when like this person could come back around now to this new evolved version of you, you're like cringe. You're like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I like gave into that, or kept up with that. For some of you, you could actually even have a new partner, because this two of trees, there's two hearts here, you know, and it's cute. It's in the roots, meaning like you have some kind of a stable foundation with somebody. You're building something, nurturing something with someone. So for some of you, you could already be moved on, or it's like, you know, the type of relationship that you want now. And for some of you, you could even be kind of like irritated. You're like, why are you coming back around? Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm doing really well. I don't want you to mess things up for me. Interesting. Okay. Is that everything? It's interesting that there's a waterfall in this image, and there's also a waterfall in the background of that image. But this feels like it's your waterfall because it's your happiness. It's what you are bringing to the table. And this feels like it's in their background, meaning they don't have access to it anymore. Which is another reason they're upset or they're dwelling or sad or having to navigate a new life for themselves. Okay, very specific energy. If this does not sound like you, I hope you probably already checked out to something else. Yeah, I feel like for maybe the first time ever, like they're having that transformative energy come up. They're having like that ego death, or they're realizing things. That tower is falling for them. And you know what I was thinking earlier when I saw this card? The first thought that came to my mind is that there's nobody else on this card. There's not even a hand. Because in, you know, in like the Rider-Waite, when you see the aces, you see a hand that's coming out with it. Meaning there's like something that is guiding it, or there is like some substance behind what it is. And even here, there's no hand, there's no being. It's just like the Ace of Wands. So it feels like when it comes to this person, there's just like words or like empty promises, or like they're just saying things, or maybe they impulsively act a certain way, or maybe they're good for a little bit, but it lacks that substance that's required for something long term. Okay, that's kind of what I'm sensing here. So I want to get into it and let's see what's going on with the individual questions now. Okay, so first let's see, how are they feeling in their head? So this person, how are they feeling in their head towards group 2? How are they feeling in their head towards group 2? We have the 5 of Discs with destitution. So this is the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, let's see, how are they feeling in their heart towards group 2? How is this person feeling in their heart towards group 2? 2 of Discs with change. It could also be that you are just more evolved than this person in some way. Like maybe this is not a bad person. You know what I mean? I feel like I kind of was describing a more like icky character. But it's like, maybe this is not a bad person at all, but like you are just more evolved. You are just more spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally evolved, and they just have more work to do, and you just can't keep up with this. So it doesn't have to be that they're a bad person or that they are this finicky character for some of you. It's just that they're going through their transformations now. They just have much more to heal in order to like be on the same page as you. How are they feeling in their soul towards group 2? How is this person feeling in their soul? There's that ace, again, Ace of Discs with wealth. That's the Ace of Pentacles. So that's interesting. You have 2 aces, 3 if you're counting your intro card. Let's see, what are their intentions towards this connection? What are their intentions? Also, you know what I'm realizing? This doesn't have to be romantic. Like this could be a friend, or this could even be a family member that is like toxic, or a friend that's toxic, or somebody that is just kind of like not on the same wavelength as you. Because I don't want to say they're like a toxic or a bad person, but it almost feels like an energy that, yeah, it's chaotic, it's destructive, it's like, it's not the peaceful energy that you have. So this could totally be like a family member that you avoid. This could be, or somebody that you've given many chances to and they just constantly, you know, ruined it. Or this could be a friend that you gave many chances to and you really wanted to help them, but they constantly ruined it. Because I was just thinking, this just doesn't have to be romantic at all, actually. You could take this one in any way. So With their intentions towards this connection, we have the Three of Cups with friendship. And then let's see, what are their desires towards this connection? What are their desires towards this connection? The Devil. Okay, that makes sense. And we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse here. They definitely have some kind of an unhealthy obsession with you, which is something I was definitely sensing earlier, but I don't think I said it. There's like some kind of an unhealthy obsession or an unhealthy attachment that they have to you. And I think that's what I was trying to say earlier, because it's like they try to come back around, and maybe before you've given them many chances, but now you finally close the door on them, and now they're realizing, oh my gosh, like I can't go back to group 2. Like group 2 is gone. But with the Devil and the Nine of Cups in the reverse here, yeah, there's a very unhealthy attachment, unhealthy obsession with you, unhealthy love towards you. It's not good. It's not healthy. And I feel like maybe for the first time, they're having to face their own consequences on their own. They're having to face their own life on their own decisions on their own. They're finally having to face something on their own without you. And that's that tower that's falling apart in their life. That's that destruction that's happening right now in their life. It feels like, yeah, nothing feels real. Whether this was romantic or platonic or family, it's like their energy never felt real towards you. And it still doesn't feel real. Like, this is not real love. This is attachment. And that's what they've always had towards you, is just an unhealthy attachment. Which is kind of scary to deal with somebody like that. And I think the best thing to do is to shut the door and walk away, and don't let that person in your life. But okay, so let's see. This is how they're feeling in their head. Yeah, Five of Pentacles, which talks about a lack, talks about feeling left out, feeling abandoned. But in this sense, in their head, I think they're realizing group 2 is gone. Group 2 has walked away. Like, I think it's slowly materializing in their real world, in their 3D. Especially if this person's like kind of delusional in some way. It's like it's finally like making sense to them in their head that you have walked away from them. And that you're not going to be there to help them or to pick up their mess or to give them things. Like, you're not going to be there for them to have this unhealthy attachment to you. And that's what they are like finally realizing in their head, that like something is done. But I think, in a way, group 2, I think this is the best thing you could have done for this person, because it almost feels like spoon feeding somebody. It feels like you were just always there to spoon feed them and to help them and to pick up their mess and to pick up the pieces, and like they were never there to do it themselves. Like, that's how it's coming through. It's like they're finally left there to clean up their own mess. And I think that spoon feeding in any aspect is very destructive. I mean, that's like terrible. That like you should never be in a position with somebody where you have done so much for them that they can't even take care of themselves, that they can't even feed themselves. You know, that's the analogy that I was thinking about. And I think they're finally realizing, okay, but the reason I feel like this is actually a blessing to both of you, but especially to this person, is because this reminds me of a church. This stained glass window is making me think that now, since you finally walked away from this person, they're finally going to try to help themselves. They're going to try to break out of that unhealthy attachment that they had to you or to your things or to your help. And they're finally going to go and seek their own therapy or seek their own healing and their own well-being, because it's making me feel like somebody that has hit rock bottom and they're finding their way to church. And obviously this doesn't have to be like a religious thing, but it's like finding their way to find help, whether it's therapy, whether it's guidance, whether it's a religious institution. It's like they finally realize, okay, I have to go do something because I don't have anyone here to do it for me. So that's why the Spirit is actually saying to you, this is a blessing for you to walk away from this person, not only for you, but also for them. How do they feel in their heart? Yeah, Two of Pentacles with change. This is that tower falling apart, that black and white energy. This is the death card, their ego death, their 3D death. Like, this person's life is definitely changing. And they feel it in their heart. And I think because it's finally happening, they're gonna like actually change their lives. They're actually gonna do something about it themselves. So I think, yeah, this is definitely the best thing that could have happened. In how do they feel in their soul? The Ace of Pentacles. I think that this person is also realizing that this is a new opportunity for them to better their own lives. Because you see that this is all pentacles right here. So this is all our tangible, realistic, 3D things. And they're realizing, okay, I have to plant my own seeds now. I have to do something for myself, to focus on myself, to take care of myself. I have to feed myself because nobody is spoon feeding me anymore. So for them, they're actually looking at this as a new opportunity to finally grow as an individual and to seek the help they need, or to finally take care of themselves. So I think they're slowly, maybe they were angry at first or frustrated with you at first, but I think they're slowly realizing this is for the better. What are their intentions towards this connection? Friendship, the Three of Cups. I mean, they miss you. They want your company. They want your kindness. They want the love that you gave them. They want to hang out with you. They want to maybe share some drinks with you. They want to like spend time with you, talk to you. And I do think they miss you, but I think both of you know that no contact and distance is the best thing for both of you in your own individual lives. But yeah, like they miss you and they want to like come back to you or talk to you or hang out with you, spend time with you, but they know that they can't. Or at least Spirit is encouraging you to not talk to them and to really give space to this connection. And yeah, and their desires towards this connection, again, that unhealthy attachment. They still have this unhealthy attachment because this is their current energy. Yes, the wheels are turning for them to seek help for themselves or to better their lives on their own, but they're not 100% there yet. This is just a seed. You know, the seed has maybe just been planted. It could take weeks, months, years for that seed to grow into something stable. So it could take a long time for them to lose this unhealthy attachment that they have to you. But I think Spirit wants you to remember and you to realize that it is an unhealthy attachment to you. You probably already know it, but they want you to remember that. Because if you ever feel like you want to go back to this, or you miss them, or you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, Spirit is saying no. It is an unhealthy obsession towards you. And to remember that. And to remember that walking away from this person is the best thing that you can do for them. If you really want to help them, it's to leave them. Because if you don't, you're just enabling the behavior. You're enabling the spoon feeding. But if you really want to help them, it's to have them figure it out themselves. This is where I'm leaving you off for our YouTube reading. So I'm going to go into the extended now. Let's talk about it. So in the extended, we're going to be looking at how they think you feel about them. We're going to see what they wish they could tell you right now. We will see what will they do next. Will they have any actions? And if they do, you know, what is your advice? And then we'll also use the Hidden Truth Oracle, which I have used it before, but it's this like random, well, look at that. I want to tell you how I feel. There's this random little deck there. So I'm going to use that at the very end. So if you want like channeled message directly from them or messages directly from them, I will do that at the very end of the extended. So if you're interested in that, it is linked in the description below. Now the extended, you can subscribe on Patreon, or you can purchase it as an individual purchase. If you subscribe to Patreon, then you get access to like 20 plus readings, you know, and the members on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. Or, you know, you can buy it as an individual purchase, and every video that I have on Patreon is available for individual purchases if you would rather do that instead of subscribing. But that's totally up to you. All of that is in the description below. And if you're interested in a private reading, go ahead and check that out. You can email me. My email is also in the description below. But yes, but if this is where I'm leaving you off, that is totally okay. Thank you for letting me give you this reading. It was definitely a little bit deeper. It was a bit more intense, but I'm here for it. That's why I'm here. So I'm happy to give you any and all messages. But yeah, if this is where I'm leaving you off, take good care of yourself. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I will talk to you next time, or I'll see you over there in the extended. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Wheel of Fortune with the Landscapes Tarot and this blue obsidian, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to set your crystal right there. So let's go over our breakdown. So we have an extended, like I mentioned earlier. Oh my gosh, stay in that direction. Okay. So we have our reading here on YouTube. First, we're going to start off with the energy checks between you and your person. And then after that, we're going to be diving in deep to your person's feelings. So pretty much our reading today here and in the extended, it's all about your person and what they are feeling, what they are experiencing, going through, you know. So we're going to see how are they feeling in their head, how are they feeling in their heart, and how are they feeling in their soul. We'll see what are their intentions towards this connection and what are their desires towards this connection as well. And then I'll talk about the extended once we get done with this part of the reading. But yes, thank you so much for being here. And before we get into it, I do have a specific message that was coming through for the intro card. I just saw 111 as I looked up. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. Now it's interesting that we see like a galaxy. We're viewing this from a distance. So it almost to me feels like either you're in separation from somebody right now, like there is distance between the two of you physically here on Earth. And that could be because you're in a separation, or for some of you, if you like don't have a person but you are like energetically picking up on somebody, I feel like this is your group, because that's what this is making me think of. Like it's making me think of like you're looking out into the universe and you're wondering like, where is my person? Where are you? Or it's like there's this distance between me and this person that I am longing for. That's like how I'm viewing this. So this could be, again, you could be in a separation with somebody here and you're longing for that person, or this could be somebody you've like never met, because this is literally giving like soulmate vibes. Like this is giving like there is somebody out there for you somewhere in this universe, somewhere in this world, and you haven't met them yet, and you're kind of like looking out at the stars or like looking out into the distance, and you're like trying to figure out like, where are they? When am I gonna meet you? So if you're like energetically picking up on somebody but you don't know who they are in the 3D, I feel like this would be your group, because that's like what I'm sensing here. Or again, you already know who this person is but you're in separation. Like there's definitely distance to some extent between the two of you. But again, that's just kind of what I'm feeling with this. So we will get into the energies and really like break everything down to see what's really going on. But I wanted to mention that for some of you, because I just think like if there was a group where you're asking about somebody that you've never met before for some of you, but you're like feeling them or picking up on them, seeing signs and synchronicities about somebody, I feel like this would be that group. Like, come on, like look at this, you know what I mean? So it feels like divine timing, divine orchestration, and the universe is like bringing the two of you together in this vast universe. Yeah, it's like something very, like there's something very mystical about this group and about this energy, and I feel like even this image looks like that. And it's also interesting that you chose the Landscapes Tarot, because this deck is very abstract. There's like literally not a single person on this deck in any of the cards. It's a very abstract deck. And I think that's interesting too, because for some of you, maybe you don't know who this person is, but you're like feeling them energetically, and it's more abstract with what you are feeling towards this connection. Or even if you know them but they're not around, it's like something is very abstract here. Like you can't really like put your finger on it, and you can't like, there's something about it that you can't like mold it. That's how it's coming through. Like something is very abstract here. Okay, let me move that aside. So we're going to start off with the current energies here. So I have your current energy towards the connection on this side. So this is group 3. And then I have your person's current energy on this side. When I shuffled, I did, shuffle with the intention that this is group 3's energy and this is their person's energy. But if you feel like the cards are flipped, excuse me, I'm like burping. Sorry about that. If you feel like the cards are flipped, that's fine. You can take these messages however they resonate to you, but because of how I shuffle the cards and stuff, I'm gonna read it that this is you and this is them. So again, as usual, if the energy check does not align with your current energy or with what you're feeling and your current situation, then definitely check out a different group. I will say so far all the groups have been very specific, so I think you would definitely find one that fits, even if even if the one you chose doesn't really resonate. But okay, so let's see, what is group 3's current energy towards this connection? Oh my God. It says, if you're looking for a sign, this is it. I was just talking about signs and synchronicities, and I was just talking about you're picking up on somebody. That's interesting. A lot of you, for group 3, if you do resonate with this energy, whether it's somebody you're in distance with or whether it's somebody that you don't know at all, you could be looking for signs and synchronicities, or you're asking the universe for confirmation or trying to see what's going on. I'm seeing it as a treasure hunt. The universe is giving you little clues, little things here and there that's ultimately taking you to where you need to go in regards to this connection. But it's the universe doesn't want to reveal everything right away, or they don't want to tell you everything right away, whether you know them or you don't. They just don't want to tell you the whole process and what's happening. It's they're leaving you guessing for some reason, or it's you just have to hit certain milestones as you are moving forward, and you're just not meant to know everything right away. But that's so crazy. If you're looking for a sign, this is it. Oh, we have Venus. That's so interesting, you guys. There's so much love here. Because I was just about to say, how can you love someone so much if you don't know them? For some of you. And that's so interesting because it's you feel like you already know this person. Even if you don't know who they are, you feel like you already know them. That you've already had lifetimes with them. You're already familiar with their energy in some way. And then for others of you, this Venus, I mean, there's a lot of love here for whoever it is that you have on your mind. That's so interesting. Let me keep going. 6 of Cups, literally talking about past lives, and we have the 6 of Cups. Even this kind of looks like a treasure chest, not treasure chest, a treasure hunt, where she has to kind of follow the clues to see where this trail is leading her. 8 of Angels with confusion. That makes so much sense. Okay, I want to start off with this before I even flip over your person's energy. That actually makes so much sense, because you're what is it that I'm seeing? What are these signs and synchronicities? Because I am confused as heck. The 8 of Angels, this is the 8 of Swords with the keyword confusion. It's literally the universe is showing you things. They're giving you these intuitive hits, these energetic messages, the signs, the synchronicities, whether it's somebody that you know or whether it's somebody that you don't know. And you're just confused because your reality is not lining up to what you are energetically feeling. Right? So for example, if this is somebody that you're in a distance or separation with, maybe to you, you're picking up on signs and synchronicities that maybe you guys are getting back together, maybe they're thinking about you, they're feeling certain ways towards you, but your 3D is not matching the intuitive hits that you are feeling. And there's a lot of confusion going on because it's from the 5D and from the 3D, it's not aligning. It could even be clashing. And I think you're asking the universe, why are you showing me things? Why are you giving me these signs and these energetic hits if it means nothing? You almost feel like the universe is pranking you. And I sense a very annoyed energy with you are annoyed with the universe to some extent, because you're don't mess with me, don't mess with my feelings, because maybe you worked hard to get to where you're at. If you are in some kind of a separation, maybe that was something that took a huge emotional toll on you, or maybe this is something that is kind of eating away at you slowly, but you're just I feel this love. I see the signs and synchronicities, but it's not matching what's happening in the reality. Like another example I could give you, if this is somebody you know, it's like, for example, you're picking up on all these signs and synchronicities, and the universe is like giving you these messages about like you're gonna get back together, or like you are meant to be with this person, but say this person is actually currently in a relationship with somebody else. Maybe they're currently like, you know, not available, or it's like that person, maybe they're like emotionally not available, maybe they're physically not available because they're far away. It's like it just feels like the universe is saying one thing to you, but then your reality and that person's reality is saying something else, and you're just like, why are you pranking me, why are you messing with me, to the universe. And I think it's frustrating, you know what I mean? Or say like if this is somebody that you don't know and you're just picking up on signs that like you're about to meet your soulmate and you're seeing all of the signs that you asked for, but it's like time is passing and you're not meeting them. You're like, you gave me all the signs, like I can feel it energetically, like intuitively, I feel that this person is there, I feel that, you know, I'm longing for them, they're longing for me, but it's like it's not happening, you know? So I definitely sense some frustration here between like the 5D and the 3D. And this Venus energy is interesting because this is definitely making me think of the Empress, because the Empress is Venus, which is also Taurus and Libra, and it just feels like you're very independent on your own. And maybe that's another reason this is like so annoying, because you're independent, you take care of yourself, and maybe for some of you, like you're not looking for a relationship, or it's like you've been single for a long time and you're ready for a relationship. 1111, as I was just saying that, but the universe is like, they're almost like teasing you. They're like showing you something and all of that, but then it's not really happening. And I think it's frustrating to you as an independent person, because you're just like, come on, like don't waste my time. But there's also a lot of love here with Venus. I also feel like you could be looking for like a long-term relationship, because Venus is long-term relationship material. It's I think Venus is the 7th house, right? I could be wrong, but I think it is, which is all about partnerships. And I feel like you're not looking for a casual fling. You're not looking for just like a one night stand or whatever. Like you're not looking for these hookups. I think you are looking for a stable long-term commitment with somebody, maybe even to start a family with somebody or settle down with somebody. And I think that this situation is a little frustrating because, you know, you're not here to play games and you're not here to have your time wasted. And I think it's like what you are looking for, it's like a very serious relationship, but you're like kind of frustrated with the universe a little bit about it. Even this, it's like I said, like they're following the cups somewhere. The 6 of Cups talks about familiarity. It could talk about past lives, and it's interesting because we were already sensing that like you're longing for somebody, or you're already familiar with somebody's energy but they're not around, so you're kind of like looking into the distance for them, which is exactly what this person is doing, is looking into the distance. And even with the full moon here, it feels like your emotions are heightened. You know, a lot of this comes boiling up to the surface and you don't know what to do with it. And I almost feel like all you can really do is like keep it to yourself, or just like sit on this energy. Because say if this is a person in your life, obviously you can't go around telling people like that's my soulmate, or like I know we're gonna end up together, but like they're in a relationship or they're unavailable, you know, like that makes you look crazy, or it makes you look delusional. But it's like but you are sensing it so deep to your core here. So it almost feels like you're keeping things. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I also didn't mean to sigh so hard. I hope you didn't hear it. I'm sure you did. I'll try to edit it out. It's just when I'm in a role and I'm channeling, I don't like to be disturbed. What was I saying? I was saying that, yeah, that you could be bottling things up because maybe you're not able to like really share what you're feeling with people because they would just assume you're crazy, or like they just like it's like, because it's not their experience, it's your experience. And it's one of these things that, like, you can't share this experience with many people. Maybe if they're spiritual, then maybe they would understand signs and intuition and all of these things. But I think that this, if you're like trying to tell like regular people about this that are not open to the 5D, I think, you know, they wouldn't understand what you're saying. And then I was also gonna say something else. Yeah, so I feel like for a lot of you, you could be feeling alone in this situation because you're not able to share. And I think, yeah, your 5D is just not matching up in the 3D. I feel like there was something, I was about to get to like something really like important, and that's when I got disturbed. It's fine. Okay, so okay, I think that I don't know. I don't know if I was gonna say something else. I'm trying to remember. Remember I was saying you're like looking out into the stars? That's so crazy. Because that's literally what this person is doing. She's looking out into the stars. She's looking out into the distance, into the universe. Like, where are you? What is this that I'm feeling? Do you feel the same way? When am I gonna meet you, or when is it gonna finally happen? You know, it's like, that's crazy, because that is like exactly what I was feeling with this. Okay, let's go ahead and see what is your person, whether you know them or you don't know them. Let's see what is their current energy towards this connection with you. Oh, it says I feel the same. That's cute. That's interesting. So it feels like so far they could be picking up signs and synchronicities as well. We have the 6th house. It's green, so it has to be an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, except I don't remember off the top of my head what the 6th house is. Hey, so then we have Taurus out twice, because I mentioned Taurus with the Empress energy earlier. They actually got 2 cards here. They have the Magician. Let's see, I might have to move this deck. Oh wow, Transformation. All 3 of these images, this person is sitting down, or like they're like on the ground with their legs bent, which is a very interesting image, that like they're all sitting on the ground. Transformation. So this is actually the Death card. So we have the Magician and we have the Death card. Ah, 5 of Angels, withdrawal. It's interesting, both of you have swords, and both of the swords are a sense of confusion, or maybe even disappointment with what is happening around you. All right, let me kind of adjust this. So, that's very interesting. And it's interesting that on both of these, we see the backs of this person and not their front. And here, we can't even see their face. They got a hat on. But both of these angels are looking right at us. I think this person, they definitely feel what you are feeling. But I also think that they cannot act on something right now in the 3D. Whether it's because they are doing something else in their life and they're preoccupied, and they cannot act on the signs and intuition and all of this that they're feeling towards you, or it's because you have no idea who they are, they don't know who you are, and they are just like in a faraway land, even though they're like your soulmate that's somewhere far away, 444, they cannot act on it because you're not around. I think you're both like almost mirroring each other. There's a very, very similar energy of like 2 people that are longing for each other, and that are seeing the signs and the intuitive hits, but you can't act on it. Like, that's coming through very strongly. There is restriction. Now, again, it could be restriction because there's other partners involved for either of you. There could be restrictions because there's distance involved, but there is restrictions, which is causing both of you to kind of back off in the 3D. But I feel like in the 5D, there's a lot going on. Your souls are probably sending signs and synchronicities. They're probably communicating with each other. You probably pick up on them energetically or intuitively all the time, and they the same to you. So in the 5D, it feels like you guys are very active with each other, but in the 3D, I think both of you have had to pull back your energies, which is very interesting. Because these are cards that talk about the mind. It's a very mental energy, because swords is all about your logic or your mind. Anything to do with your brain is the swords, or even communication, your throat chakra. So the fact that both of you have gotten swords cards, but this is withdrawal, this is confusion, it feels like mentally you are withdrawn from this, or when it comes to communication, you are withdrawn from this. Or it's like you're trying not to put too much of your like 3D like brain activity into it, but like energetically there's a lot happening. It's so interesting, and I'm sure that if you would try to describe this to somebody, they would probably like not understand you, unless if they like understood what we are talking about today. The 6th house, hold on, I actually feel called to read this for the 6th house. Oh, perfect. Oh, it's Virgo. It is Virgo, Mercury, Earth, and house type of work. So it says in a reading, while the 5th house is all about fun, the 6th house card is a sign that it's time to get back to work. Putting off completing your to-do list just results in a longer list. It's better to get ahead so you don't overwhelm yourself later. Look for ways to streamline or switch up your routine to keep things from getting too stale. The 6th house can also mean that something is going on with your health. If you have been neglecting your body, now's the time to try to reconnect with it. Whether it is changing your way of eating or trying different exercises, this card is the boost of confidence you needed. Keywords: disorders, work, the grind, list, change, and confidence. This says ruled by Mercury and home to Virgo. This house is where you come up with your to-do list, your workout routine, and how you decide your method of transportation when you head off to work. I definitely feel like this person on this side is starting some kind of a new chapter in their life, because we have transformation here. So this is showing me that this person has recently had some kind of a death in this world. And again, not physically, but like they had some kind of an ego death. Something in their life came crumbling apart, and they pretty much are like rising from the ashes. I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's like they had, or they're currently going through a huge transformative period in their life, and I think they're finally getting their priorities straight. I don't know why I'm hearing it like that. I don't know why I heard finally. So it's possible like up until now this person was kind of just like not taking life seriously, or you know, just not taking their future seriously, not taking career seriously, maybe just very like lucky go kind of a person, like just like a young, maybe even like a young like frat boy vibe, sorority girl vibe. Like, just, it makes me think of like somebody who was young and who didn't have a lot of responsibilities, or just didn't take anything seriously, to then something major happen in their life, and now they're taking everything much more seriously because they have to. Because with the 6th house here, it feels like some transformation has got them to revisit priorities and to like figure out what they need to do next, especially with career and their long-term future or long-term stability. But I do feel like this person is in a much better place in life, which in turn makes them more optimistic about this connection, even if they can't do anything about it right now, or you know, we're still seeing that there is distance between the two of you. It makes them optimistic to get ready for this connection, or to be in like a better place when this connection does come back around. Because with the Magician here, it's showing me that they are very excited about this new chapter in their life. And especially if you were with them before and they were not stable, and they didn't have that foundation, they didn't have, you know, they weren't working on things in their life, it feels like this time around they want to make sure that things are good, and that they do have a foundation, they do have a plan, they do have that long-term stability before they come back around to you, or before you guys like find your way back to each other. Because it almost feels like this time around I want to be ready, I want to be prepared for it. Because for some reason, for some of you, it feels like they were not ready the first time around, they were not prepared the first time around. And then for others of you, like if you don't know who this is, it just feels like right now in this person's life, they are going through a huge like spiritual awakening as well, which is probably another reason now they're picking up on the signs and synchronicities, or they're finally making sense about it. Like they can finally understand what they are picking up on. But they're going through a massive spiritual awakening and this huge transformative period, and it's making them very excited, not just about life, but about this connection as well, because this is their current energy towards you, right? So it's like, even if they're on the other side of the world, it feels like, oh my god, there's a bug. You guys, I'm getting heavily distracted during your reading. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys know what a stink bug is. It's like this little thing. It's harmless, it doesn't bite, but they kind of crawl in from time to time, and there's one in my room and I just heard it buzz, and if I freak out, if it comes near me, I'm gonna have to edit all of that out. Okay, what was I saying? I don't know why I'm getting so distracted with this group. I don't know if like you guys are distracting yourselves from what's happening, and that like I'm sensing that distracting energy. But anyway, since this is about their feelings towards this connection and their current energy towards you, it's like they're very excited about you. They're very excited about this connection, and I think they're actually like embracing it instead of running away from it. Even though they're like they're not detached, because you're not detached. It's like in the 3D, you're not giving into it, but they are in the 5D. Their soul is heavily intertwined with your soul. So they're very excited about it, and it's finally like making sense to them what is happening. And I think they just want to be in a better place in life, not just for themselves moving forward, but also for this connection moving forward as well. But I will say, both of you definitely feel what is happening here. And I feel like both of you are definitely longing for each other too, because the way this person is like looking down this path, I mean, we can't even see this person's face, but I think both of these, like this is like you longing for them, and you're trying to follow the path to wherever they could be. And they're also longing for you now and kind of figuring out, how do I get down to this path? It's interesting, you have a full moon and they have almost a new moon, which I think also shows us that you're just in different stages on experiencing this connection, but you're also in different stages spiritually. Maybe you are either a bit more spiritually evolved, or maybe you have felt this connection stronger, like energetically you felt it stronger up until now, and they are slowly now experiencing it the way that you are. Okay, now let's get into the questions that I have. So I'm just going to leave everything the way it is. So I'm going to... it's okay. Okay, I was going to say I'm going to leave everything the way it is. Let me scoot closer. Okay. And we'll just answer the questions and go down the line. So group 3's person, how is this person feeling about group 3 in their head? How are they feeling about group 3 in their head? Whoa. 7 of Wands. That's so interesting. This moon is kind of similar. That is a lunar eclipse. No, it's a solar eclipse. Wait. I think it's a solar eclipse, because a solar eclipse, isn't that when the moon covers the sun, or am I thinking about it backwards? Okay, wait, so that's how they feel in their head. How are they feeling in their heart towards group 3? How is this? These cards are just popping off, dude. Aw, Page of Wands, that's so cute, this little guy. Let's see, how are they feeling in their soul? Oh my god, literally the Lovers, and it came out in such a chaotic manner. Aww. Okay, then let's see, what are their intentions towards this connection? What is their intentions towards this connection with group 3? What are their intentions towards this connection with group 3? What are their intentions towards this connection with group 3? Interesting, these cards came out very quickly, and now it's like these are taking a while. What are their intentions towards this connection? Okay, we got 2. We have the 6 of Cups again. Aw. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So those are their intentions. And then what are their desires towards this connection with group 3? The Queen of Cups. And look at that. Bottom of the deck is your Wheel of Fortune. Okay. This is definitely very sweet, whether you know this person or you don't know this person. Let me kind of make space for everything really quick. Okay. So in their head, we see the 7 of Wands here. And it's interesting because in the 7 of Wands, we see this little penguin, almost very isolated. You know, they're kind of standing on this iceberg thing all by themselves in the middle of nowhere. And it's like they're looking up at this solar eclipse that's happening. Or it's like they're looking up at the stars. It seems like a very similar image to like everything we've been talking about, of like somebody that's like looking in the distance, which is what I kept picking up on ever since I saw this card. So in their head, they're very confused because the 7 of Wands in traditional tarot, it's like somebody that's like fighting. They have their wand and they look like they're on attack, and you see the 6 other wands that are coming towards them. And in this sense, I'm feeling like this is this person in attack with themselves in their mind. It feels like all of these wands are their own individual thoughts, and they're almost like not attacking themselves mentally, but it's like there's a lot of frustration within their mind. I think there's a lot of, well, this or this, but no this, but what if this? Like there's a lot of thoughts going back and forth, and it feels like there's a lot of mental conflict within themselves, especially since they're isolated in this imagery. It feels like they're not able to like talk to anybody about it, or they're not able to like get it off their chest, and they're kind of just sitting with it, and they're trying to make sense of whatever this connection is on their own. And again, I think you guys are mirroring each other in that sense, because this is their brain. This is their logic. Their logic is telling them like, well, I can't be with that person right now. Why am I picking up on them? Why am I missing them? Or logic is telling them, well, you know, especially if you're like on the other side of the world or something, their logic is just telling them like something is unrealistic, something is not going to work. And I think that they're going back and forth within their own mind regarding this connection. So there's definitely like frustration and mental conflict going on within their mind, and I think they're trying to like make sense of it logically. They're trying to make, and then even we see withdrawal here, because we were saying that this is about the mind, and they're trying to withdraw from the situation. So it's like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for you too, because both of you are just picking up on each other, but you can't act on it, and you have to withdraw mentally, but then energetically you're feeling a certain type of way. And I feel like that's the conflict between them. It's the 5D versus their 3D, which is pretty much exactly what we're saying for you. And the Page of Wands is so cute. This is, how are they feeling in their heart? Oh my God, in their heart, they are excited. You know, this is a very cute little thing. And the Page of Wands, it's a very small action. And it's interesting that we see just like this little, like, I don't know what this is, a dandelion. But it's like, we see there's just a little flower, a little plant or something, right? Like it's a very small gesture, but in their heart, this connection makes them excited. It's like, low-key, I'm excited, you know? It's like, but it's not like this huge thing, because I think they're trying to deny it. And I think you're probably doing the same thing. In your heart, both of you are feeling that spark. You're feeling that excitement. You're like, oh, I might be getting closer to meeting my soulmate. or oh, we might be getting closer here in the 3D, you know, like, or it's like, oh, I have butterflies, like I'm just so excited in my heart because I do have feelings for this person. But I think they're trying to like deny it or distract themselves from it, or telling themselves something is not realistic. But I think they allow themselves to have this cute little spark in their heart for this. Because if they didn't have this, then they could just straight up deny it and ignore it and walk away forever. But I think it's like that spark in their heart, that love that they have, even if it's just a little bit, or that what if they have even just a little bit, is keeping this afloat, keeping them questioning it, which is in turn keeping it alive, you know, because they could just abandon it if they didn't have this in their heart. And I think you're really, you guys are marrying each other. You're both very much experiencing the same things. And I love this because in their soul, you get the lovers. Like, and we were saying that, like, we were already talking about your souls. Remember, I was saying like both of your souls are like very intertwined with each other. They're sending signs and synchronicities. They're sending energetic stuff, intuitive hits. Your souls are already connected in the 5D. And that's why this is just a confusing time, because your 3D doesn't match your 5D, but in their soul, they already know. Their soul already knows that you are their soulmate. Whether you know them or you don't know them, whether you've met them or you've never met them. Both of your souls know, like, this is a soulmate of mine. And that's why they're keeping that spark alive, even if human logic is trying to deny it. They're keeping that little flame alive in their heart, and maybe even in your heart, because your souls know eventually you're going to find your way to each other. And I love that, like, these little animals are being divided by this river, because that again is showing you that there is distance. Because most lovers, you know, I mean, they're all different, but it's interesting that in this deck they're not embracing each other, they're not touching each other, that they're not even near each other, but they're looking at each other in the distance, which is the energy of this group completely. And I think both of your souls recognize, that's my soulmate, that's my soulmate. We're just not there yet. We can't touch yet. We can't be together yet. But we're getting closer and closer every day. I love it. Very, very cute. And then, so what are their intentions towards this connection? We have the 6 of Cups and we have the Knight of Pentacles. I want to start with their desires, actually. We see the desires as the Queen of Cups. So, and it's interesting that this whale is kind of like engulfed. That's the word that's coming to mind. They're engulfed in this like thing, in whatever this thing is, the spiral of water that is engulfing them. And I feel like with their desires, especially this being a card about emotions and emotional stability and love, their desires towards this connection is to engulf you in their love. Like, quite literally is how I'm feeling it. Like, they want you to be this little whale, and they just want to love you, and they just want to like be there for you. And I think that's also, you see the difference between like what could possibly be happening when both of you are all by yourselves and like longing for each other, versus how they want to be with you. What their true desires are is to like wrap themselves around you and like love you and be there for you with that Queen of Cups, be there for you emotionally as well. But it feels like their intentions are definitely different from their desires. Their desires is like as vast as the ocean. Their desires has no limits, because that is how their soul feels, and that's like what they ultimately want, is something that is just has no limits on it. But I feel like their intentions, it just feels like this is what they want, right? Because this is internally, this is the love they want, this is the love they want to give you. But I feel like, again, their 3D or your 3D just does not match that. Because this is a very slow moving energy with the Knight of Pentacles. And it seems like they have more evolution to go through. You maybe have more, you know, you have more to evolve before you guys like come together. But with the 6 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, their intention for this connection is to definitely like meet you or have some kind of a reunion with you, or somehow like find their way to you right now or soon. But it just feels like there's just barriers in the way for maybe both of you. But their desires are much deeper than what they can actually do right now in the 3D. And I think, again, with their intentions, they know like something's gonna take time, and maybe you know that too, but they definitely are staying patient to when they can get to this kind of an energy with you, and maybe you are also staying patient with them. But yeah, their intentions in the 3D is to eventually find their way back to you, or to find you in general, like to, you know, figure out where you are and what's going on with all of this. But yeah. Okay, so that is everything I am seeing, group number 3. I hope that was helpful. I hope it was accurate. I hope it gave you any messages that you were seeking from this reading today. Now I'm gonna move over to the extended. So in the extended, we're gonna see how they think you feel about them. We'll see what they wish they could tell you right now. Okay, then we're gonna see what they wish they could tell you right now, and then we will see what will they do next. Will they take any actions? And then we will end off with a hidden truth oracle, which is this that I have used before, and we'll get any specific messages from them directly for that. Okay, group number 3, but if this is where I'm leaving you off, that is completely okay. If you're interested in the extended, it will be linked in the description below. You can join Patreon as a subscription, or you can just purchase the individual extended. You have the option to do either or. And then if you do join Patreon, though, you'll get immediate access to all the other readings on there. There are like 20 plus readings on there. And the subscribers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly reading. So it's a bit more personalized for like what people want to see on Patreon. But that's okay. All of the readings are also available for individual purchase. If that's something you're interested in, that's totally fine. But yeah, it's in the description if you would like it. And you can also email me if you want to set up a private reading with me. My email is also in the description below. But okay, you guys, take good care of yourself. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you next time, or I'll see you in the extended. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose the star card with the gentle heart tarot and this rose quartz, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to set your crystal right there, and your crystal is pretty in pink and it matches everything, and this deck also matches everything today. So thank you guys so much for being here, group 4. Let's talk about our breakdown for the reading today. So we do have an extended, like I mentioned earlier. Here on YouTube, we're going to be looking at the current energies between you and your person, and that will be our energy check. Then we'll go ahead and do a deep dive into your person's feelings. So pretty much our reading today is all about your person. So we're going to see how are they feeling in their head, how are they feeling in their heart, and how are they feeling in their soul. We'll also see what are their intentions towards this connection and what are their desires towards this connection. And then in the extended, we'll go ahead and see how they think you feel about them. We'll see what they wish they could tell you right now, and what will they do next, any actions. And then we will also use the Hidden Truth Oracle, which is this deck that I've used before. We will use that at the end of the extended. So if you want, messages, I can't speak for this group. If you want direct messages from them at the end, you'll get that with the Hidden Truth Oracle. Okay, so let's get into it. This is how we're going to do the energy check today. We have your energy on this side, and then we have your person's energy on this side. When I shuffled, I did state the intentions of like, this is group 4, this is their person. So that's how I'm going to read it. But if you feel like the energies are flipped, then you can kind of, figure that out on your own. But I will read this as your energy, your person's energy. And this is going to be the current energy in this time whenever you are watching this of you guys in this connection together. And if you feel like the current energy check doesn't sound like you, then as usual, definitely check out a different group. So, actually there was something I wanted to mention with the star card that you guys chose. And for some reason, I feel like somebody here could be anxious or maybe that's just you, like you're just kind of an anxious person. But it also feels like even if things are going good, sometimes you could get anxious or you could like overthink situations, even if something is good. I don't know why that's coming through. Like, even if like nothing crazy is happening, nothing like bad is happening, it could still cause you to feel anxious or like feeling like something bad will happen or something will go in a way that you don't want it to. I'm not sure why I'm picking that up, but somebody could just be overthinking something or be very anxious about something. It's like this energy of somebody who's always trying to like tell themselves like, okay, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine, even if it is fine. There's just something like that coming through. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just for like one person, but I was thinking about that before I started recording for this group. Okay, so we'll start off with group 4's current energy, and then we'll look at your person's current energy here. We have this doesn't feel right. Oh my God, as I was just talking about somebody feeling anxious, it literally says this doesn't feel right. Yeah, you could definitely be overthinking something. I don't know why, we will get into it, but you're like overthinking it, you're anxious about something. We have Jupiter. We have the Page of Swords. And then we have the King of Trees with Architect. Interesting, okay. And then let me flip over the other person's energy too. So this is your person's current energy towards this connection. It says the feeling is mutual. We have the 5th house. I just saw 444. We have the 3 of Crystals. This is the 3 of Pentacles. Oh, and then we have the King of Hearts with Healer. This is the King of Cups. Oh, interesting. You both have kings out on both of your sides. So, I mean, again, it has nothing to do with like your gender. It's just masculine energy. And both people could definitely be in their masculine energy right now. It's interesting that you both have like fire energy here, because the 5th house is fire energy, and then Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius. Okay, I definitely feel like you could be the worrier, the anxious one, the one that overthinks situations even if you don't need to, because that's what I'm sensing from this energy. So group 4's energy. I feel like with the King of Trees here with Architect, it feels like you have a plan for your life. You know exactly what you want in this lifetime. You know the lifestyle you want, you know, like everything, right? And I feel like you worked very hard to give yourself the life that you're currently living. And with the Architect, it's like you do what you want to do, and it's all about your vision, and it's all about like, it's all about that need to control the situation, because it's like, it's your life, right? So you want things to work out according to plan. Everything needs to be in your control, and that's when you are happiest, or that's when you are most at peace, when things are just falling into place the way that you want them to. But it feels like there's something about this connection that like almost disrupts the plans that you made. I don't know if this was a very sudden connection that just came in, or maybe it's like a little unconventional. It's not the way that you want it to be, or it's not the vision that you had for your life or for your relationship or for your future. So it feels like you just see things a certain way, and that's how you want them to be, because that is what will make you feel in control and be happy. And not anxious. But it feels like this was almost like thrown into your life when you weren't expecting it, or the lifestyle that is involved in this connection, or the type of person that is involved in this connection. It just feels like it's just different than what you envisioned. And that's what makes you anxious about the situation. And this, when it says this doesn't feel right, it doesn't mean that the relationship doesn't feel right. It almost feels like the way that it came into your life, or the way that it is adjusting your life around, that doesn't feel right, because then it's throwing your plans out of proportion. Like, it's throwing things out of control, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's a bad energy. I think you definitely, and it's interesting because when it says the feeling is mutual, I feel like this is your person telling you, hey, I like you too. But for some reason, either like you don't believe them, or it's like for some reason your anxiety is taking over, because you're just like, why would somebody like this, why would they like me, or like they're too good for me, or maybe they live a completely different lifestyle than you, and you're just questioning like, I don't know, like I just don't know. But it's funny because they're like, their energy is literally telling you like, hey, I like you all the time. I remind you all the time. Like, this feels like a very healthy dynamic between two people, so I will say that right away. This feels like two people that have mutual romantic feelings for each other, but for some reason group 4 doubts this person, or for some reason there's a lot of anxiety, even though this person has told you, group 4, that the feeling is mutual and I like you, I have the same feelings that you have for me, but for some reason it doesn't sit right with you. Like, you just question it, or you're like, it throws you off for some reason. Maybe you guys are very different. Maybe you have different lifestyles. Maybe it just doesn't fit your vision. So you're just like, wait, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't make sense. There could also be just like slight personality differences that also throws you off, even though you're both coming through as fire here. With the fifth house is very spontaneous. It's very quick. It's very casual. I mean, this could be the type of person where maybe they were used to more casual relationships, or they just a very flirty energy, or they're just very quick in life, or maybe their life changes very quickly. They're not set in stone, because the fifth house, it is constantly changing. It's not set in stone at all. And maybe you are somebody that's very set in stone with this king of trees, with this vision that you have. You're like, this is what I want to stay in one place, and this is the life that I want. Like, you're very set in stone, but they're not. They're very flexible. They're kind of all over the place. And I think that brings a lot of anxiety to you, because you like to be in the ground. You like your feet on the ground. You like to like be sturdy. And I think they're more so like kind of all over the place, and not in a bad way. That's just how their energy is. Like, I'm getting heavy fire. I'm getting heavy Leo, a heavy Aries, and Sagittarius energy from this person. Maybe this person likes to travel a lot. Maybe for their job they travel a lot, and maybe because of that they're not in one place for too long, and they're kind of always on the go, and that throws you off, right? Like, even though they're telling you, hey, I have feelings for you, but you're like, wait, but you travel all the time. You're never in one place all the time. Like, how can you have feelings for me and say you want a relationship with me if like you're always traveling? Like, to you, something about it doesn't make sense, because you're just so different in the way that you view a stable or a long-term relationship, or the way you view commitment. Like, for example, since we're talking about travel, like a long distance relationship, right? Like, for them, it's normal, because I think that's just how this person is, or that's just how their personality is, that's just how their career is. They like to travel 11-11 all the time. But for you, as somebody who is the earth, your trees, you're set in stone. You don't understand how somebody could be in a long distance relationship, because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't make sense to you. And but it's funny, because I keep hearing this person, they're just saying like, come on, like I've mentioned to group 4 that I like them all the time, that the feelings are mutual all the time. But that's what it is. It just feels like there's differences here. I think this person could be very like career oriented, even with the 3 of crystals here, which is why I'm thinking about like maybe they travel for their career, or it's like they're more stable than you think they are, because I think it's really just their personality. Even this feels like a young, maybe attractive, conventionally attractive person. And for somebody who's like physically attractive and they travel all the time and they're always like doing this and that and they're kind of all over the place, it makes you question, are they stable? Are they grounded? Are they capable of being in a committed relationship? Are they just going to be fooling around with a bunch of people? Like, what is going on? But I think it's like Spirit is saying to you, this person is much more grounded than you realize, and they're much more dependable than you think. Like, or maybe on the outside they don't come off that way. They come off maybe kind of finicky, or it's like, you know, like when somebody's like too attractive, too conventionally attractive or something, you're just questioning. Or if they're too flirty as a personality trait, you question them and you're like, are you like messing with me, or are you like actually seriously, do you actually like me and have feelings for me? I think that's kind of what's going on here, because that's how this person is coming through. They seem very attractive. I mean, it's just whether it's a guy or a girl, they're very physically attractive, very conventionally attractive. No matter where they go, people look at them and they're just like, wow, like you're a beautiful human being, you know? So because of that, it makes you question their loyalty. But Spirit is saying, you know, they're very grounded, they're very loyal, they're very dependable. And I think it's just their looks kind of throw people off a little bit. And I love that we have the King of Hearts with Healer. So this is the King of Cups and this is the Queen of Cups that is coming through here. So the fact that this is a King and Queen of a Cup, of the cup suit, it shows you that this is somebody who's very emotionally stable. They're emotionally evolved. They have emotional intelligence. They're healed. They're literally a healer. Like, that's how they help people around them. And this is somebody who is extremely loyal because they love you. Like, this is somebody that has such deep love for you, group 4. They're incredibly loyal, and like you could never catch them, or they would never even want to betray you or lose your trust. Like, that is how deeply this person is. But it's I, you know, it could definitely be because that's how deep their feelings are for you, but I think that's just how they are as a human being. They were taught to be loyal. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has a lot of water in their signs, you know, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or I mean in their birth chart, I mean, because that is a very loyal and a very loving and emotionally driven sign. Water is just so emotionally driven, and it's like that's just in their core being. They're an extremely loyal and dependable person, and it just feels like on the outside they just maybe don't look that way, or maybe they're very flirtatious. They just have this personality to where they're very outgoing. It's easy for them to make friends. They have a lot of admirers, and it makes you question their loyalty, or it really makes you question how they actually feel about you. But I feel like this person does remind you often that like the feeling is mutual. I care about you, I want something with you, or I want to like get to know you better, I want to be in a relationship with you. And even with the Three of Crystals, it's making me feel like they want to build something here with you. They want to put in the time and effort. They want to get to know you. They want to see like what is possible here with you, because you really caught their eye. You caught their attention. And maybe it's true that they don't, they don't commit easily. Maybe that is true. But there is something about you that makes them want to commit to you. And I just think you're anxious, even though it's going good and things feel good and like they're giving you time and energy, or it's like they're telling you all these things. I think you still doubt them, and that's why I was, even before I opened the cards, I could tell that there was just a lot of anxiety with this group. Like, you really just question this person, even if they have shown you multiple times, or it's like maybe you do trust them and you do believe in this, but then there's certain times where you feel like, oh, I'm nervous, I'm anxious again, something doesn't feel right again, which is interesting. Now, this could also be the King and Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't have to be just the King. But yeah, you feel like very set in stone. So it feels like there's just like personality differences. You also seem like very beautiful, very physically attractive, because of like, this just seems like conventionally attractive person here on this image. I think you're very curious about this person. You're very curious about who they are and their lifestyle and what they do. You're very curious about getting to know them better as well. And I think it's like you don't necessarily want to like walk away from this, because they keep you excited, they keep you on your toes, they're introducing you to new things, or it's like you're just very curious about them and you want to stick around even though you may feel anxious from time to time. But I do think you question them from time to time. Now there's also this energy of like, how do I say this? I've said this before in readings, so if you've stuck around and this sounds, familiar to you, you might have heard me say this, because it's actually something I say a lot. I've been saying it for years. But this feels like the type of energy to where if you are insecure within yourself, then you might end up self-sabotaging the connection because you straight up just don't believe it. And I've seen that in readings. I've seen that with people in real life, to where, I've even done this before when I was insecure within myself and somebody like this energy came around into my life and I was like, there's no way that you like me. There's no way that you would want to be in a relationship with me. But it feels like you have to be secure in who you are, in your own beauty, in your own value, in your own worth, your own dreams, your own life, your own ambitions. Like, you have to be secure in who you are in order to be with an energy like this, because they are very secure in who they are. They know exactly who they are. They know exactly what they want. But if you're sitting around and you're like constantly questioning them, like, nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody that does not believe that they care. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if like you were with someone and that person was asking you like 20 times a day, or like all the time, like every day, like, are you sure you like me? Like, why would you like me? Are you sure like you're not messing with me? Like, that gets boring, that gets tiring, and that gets annoying very quickly, because I've also been on that side too, where when somebody doesn't believe me, even if I've told them, because we keep saying this person probably told you or has already like expressed to you like, hey, the feelings are mutual. That gets annoying really quickly, to the point where you're like, you know what? You either believe me or you don't believe me. And I feel like if you're insecure within yourself, then you will allow your doubts, you will allow your anxiety, you will allow your ego to take over and lie to you and try to convince you this is too good to be true. This is not real. This person is lying to me. They're just going to break my heart, so I might as well just walk away. I might as well save myself first because they're going to hurt me anyway. You know what I mean? So when you become, or when you are, if you are insecure and you find yourself around a person like this, eventually I feel like most times, almost like 10 out of 10 times, the insecure person leads to self-sabotage and walks away from the connection, or says something doesn't feel right, even though they've expressed a million times, like, something doesn't feel right, this is too good to be true, and they end up leaving because their ego wants to protect them. Their heart doesn't want to get hurt, but it's like, but then you end up self-sabotaging the situation and potentially losing a soulmate or losing a very good connection. So this just feels like you would have to be secure in who you are. You would have to be able to trust people. You would have to be able to be open-minded, to be vulnerable, to be flexible. Like, you would have to be a certain type of a way, which would probably match their energy, in order to be secure in a relationship with somebody like this. And sometimes it's possible that maybe you can become secure, you can evolve in a connection with somebody like this. But I will say, like, most times I feel like, that doubting and that questioning somebody, that gets old really quick, and it gets really annoying, and it's not really worth it to stick around for somebody like that. But I will say for you, with Jupiter here, you're very excited. Like, this person makes you very excited. I also think this person opens your eyes to things that you would not normally do, or a type of a relationship you would not normally be in, or different type of food, different type of culture, different backgrounds. It's like with Jupiter, which is all about expansion and growth, and Sagittarius energy, which is like a worldwide view and new perspectives and new experiences. It feels like this person really opens your eyes to a lot of things and teaches you a lot, and maybe even teaches you about yourself, maybe even helps you heal certain aspects of yourself. But definitely in like the physical world, I feel like they teach you a lot, just about a different type of a life that you were not used to, or a different worldview that you were not used to, different perspectives you were not used to before. And I think that's what makes you very curious about this person, because you're like, you're very interesting. You know, like your lifestyle is very interesting. It's very different. And I feel like you would have to be somewhat of a flexible individual here in order to adapt in a way, or in order to be open-minded in a way as well. But I mean, they definitely, Three of Pentacles here with this and this and this, they definitely want to actually like move forward here. They want to build something with you. They want to do all of it. Okay. And you know what else is so interesting? This person, in the past, they could have had false accusations of cheating. They could have had, you know, just bad experiences in relationships to where people don't believe them, or people just assume they're lying. People just assume they're cheating. And I think they've had very bad experiences with that. And that's another reason their guard could be up, because they don't want to, you know, especially if you're not doing something wrong and somebody just straight up doesn't believe you, it is exhausting. And it is a type of energy that will just like drain the life out of you, you know, because I have been there, and that it'll just literally suck the life out of you. And I sense that they have been there before, and they don't want to go through that ever again. And that's could be another reason why they're very picky on who they want to be committed to or want to get to know on a deeper level, because not everyone can match their energy. Not everyone can match that level of feeling secure in who they are in order to match this energy, and in order to have like a harmonious connection with them. So it does feel like they have been in some bad situations before, to where they don't ever want to experience that again. And that's exactly why I bring up the self-sabotaging, because yeah. Okay, so let's answer the questions now with the deck that you guys chose here. You could also be more like small town vibes, or like maybe you were somebody that grew up in a more like enclosed space. I don't know why it's coming through like that. So like a small town, or like for example, you're from a small town and they're from like New York City, or like Tokyo, or like somewhere huge, to where it's just like such a different dynamic. It just feels like small town, or like traditional, or just like a certain like lifestyle, but they're more flexible. They're more of like a free spirit. Maybe they're not traditional. It just feels like that's where the differences or the clashes can come into the situation. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. So let's get into it. And also, this person is very independent. Personally, I really like this person. I really like their energy. I feel like they're really similar to me. Just like reading this, I know you're not in a relationship with me, but I like this energy. And I also feel like this person could be very independent. Because it's interesting that here there's 3 people, but here it's like one person. So in this sense, maybe you're somebody who is always surrounded by people, or it's like you need people around, you need a sense of community around you at all times, or you can't really live alone, you can't really be alone. But this person is coming through very independent, to the sense that like they're okay living alone, they're okay doing solo things, they're okay kind of being on their own, and they don't always need somebody with them. And maybe that's another like difference that you have. Like maybe they need alone time, or they need time for their own solo things, but like you are used to somebody like always having people around. Or maybe I don't like the word clingy. Like, I don't think you're clingy, but it's like you always like need somebody around, or need people around, or you can't necessarily be alone. And maybe this person wants some alone time, and that kind of rubs you the wrong way. But they're like, it's nothing personal, you know, like there's something here, like they like their alone time. They like to be free spirited. Because with that 5th house, I mean, this is the energy of somebody like they're going to do what they want to do. like, you can't put this person in a box. You can't force them to live a lifestyle that they don't want to live. They're going to do what they want to do. And they want to find somebody who is also on that same page of like having freedom, having independence. Like, yes, we're loyal to each other, we're committed to each other, but we are still going to live our lives. We're going to follow our dreams. We're going to do what we want to do. And that's the type of person that this person needs. Whereas maybe you are more traditional. Maybe you're more like grounded and you want like a traditional home and a traditional family, and like you want to like stay at home and be like a homemaker, and like you expect your partner to like do certain things. You know what I mean? So it just feels like this could be, that's what I feel like. This is very set in stone. It's very tight knit. It's very like, there's not much expansion here, but this is a very expansive, I'm gonna do what I want to do, but obviously with respect to my partner. But I'm not gonna allow somebody to like put me in a box. I'm not gonna have like rules and restrictions and like all this chaos, because then they would rather just be alone. You know, I think this person's lifestyle is very important to them, to where if they feel constraints, then they would just leave. Like, they wouldn't want to be a part of that. And I think they have been in relationships in the past where they were being forced to live a lifestyle that's not their lifestyle. And I think that's, again, where these differences could come in. But I feel like with Jupiter here, this person is opening you up to their lifestyle, or to certain things that you were not used to, that you were not exposed to before, things that you didn't even know you could be doing, you know, and or a partnership that you didn't even know could exist in this way. You know, it's like they are really opening you up to it, which is good, because I like that Jupiter is here, because it is showing me, and this curiosity on your end, it's showing me that you are open-minded, but I just wonder to what extent. You know what I mean? Like, I just wonder to what extent will this work, because it just feels like two very different dynamics coming together. Okay, let's get into it. I am rambling. So first, so this is our deep dive into your person's feelings. So let's go ahead and see how they're feeling in their head. I'm going to answer all these questions now. So how is this person feeling about group 4 in their head? How is this person feeling about group 4 in their head? You got 2, I'll take both. We have the 3 of Cups. Oh my god, and then we have the 10 of Cups. We got them together. How freaking sweet. Okay, and then let's see, how are they feeling in their heart? How is this person feeling about group 4 in their heart? 2 again? Should I take that? I don't know. Okay, I guess I'll take them. Oh my god. Oh my god. Soulmate card. Literally Lovers and 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups, marriage, commitment, happily ever after. 3 of Cups, so much love. That's what I was saying earlier, is that I can sense this person has probably told you, or makes an effort to tell you, like, hey, I actually love you. I actually care about you. I want to be in this connection with you. But like, also, like I said though, is a person can only try to convince somebody so much. Like, their feelings could be there 110%. They're telling you the truth 110%. But if you don't want to believe them, they're not going to stick around forever trying to convince you. Like, that is not love. That's not a genuine relationship. You know what I mean? But let me keep going. Hold on. What's next? How are they feeling in their soul? How are they feeling in their soul? $31 all the time. How are they feeling in their soul? Three of Swords. Let me clarify really quick. Can we clarify the 3 of Swords? In their soul, they're feeling the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, And the Six of Diamonds. Lots of cards, and these cards are quite large, so they take up a lot of space. Let me see. What are their intentions towards this connection? Oh. What are their intentions towards this connection with group 4? What are their intentions towards this connection with group 4? We have the King of Crystals, and then what are their desires towards this connection with group 4? We have the Ace of Diamonds, so that is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, well, first of all, I mean, this person is like literally head over heels in love with you. And I think maybe that's why that message of like, they can only tell you so much, they can only show you so much before it becomes too much on them to try to convince you. I think that's why that was coming through so strongly for some of you, because this is real. Like, the way they feel in their head, we have the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups. In their head, I mean, they are straight up like, yeah, like this is a very important connection. This is a very much feeling like a soulmate connection for them. In their head, they love spending time with you. They love your personality. They feel like the friendship that you have between the two of you is amazing. You're like very compatible when it comes to friendships and having a good time and getting to know each other and hanging out, and you have an amazing compatibility between the two of you. And yeah, with the Ten of Cups, I mean, in their head, they're like, oh, this is long-term material, this is long-term relationship. Like, I could see myself committed to this person long-term. They feel like you check a lot of their boxes, and they just really love you. I mean, genuinely, maybe they haven't told you that they loved you yet, or maybe they have, but it's like, it's real. Their feelings run very, very deep. So in their head, like practically, realistically, yes, they see the potential. They feel like there's a lot going on here, and they could go all the way with you. Now, this is crazy. You literally got the Lovers and the Two of Cups that came out at the same time. These are both soulmate cards. And with this, you know, we're sensing this is in their heart. I mean, look at this. I mean, soulmate in their heart. Like, in their heart of hearts, they know that you are a very special person. This is a very special connection. You are a soulmate connection. They haven't met somebody like you ever or in a very long time. You open them up to this possibility of like commitment to somebody, and in their heart they literally love you. Like, there's not much more I can say. Is they feel like you are their counterpart, you are a soulmate, and they love you and they want to be in a relationship with you. But what's interesting is, like, this is their head and this is their heart, right? So this is great. Head and heart is great, but I feel like on a soul level, like deep in their soul, they have doubts, because they just don't know if it could work out long term. Even though they love you, and even though you have this amazing connection with them, I think what hurts them is, again, like I said, they've experienced people not believing them in the past. They've experienced toxicity in that way, or people sabotaging connections and stuff like that. Like, they've experienced sadness and heartbreak, even if they never did anything wrong. They've experienced people projecting their insecurities onto them, and they almost worry deep down. They're like, I just hope that doesn't happen with group 4. I hope we don't have those conflicts. I think they're very patient with you, even on a soul level. They're extremely patient. They want to like prove themselves to you. They want to take their time with you. They're very patient with you. But even like, because in their head and their heart, oh yeah, buddy, you're like literally soulmates. We're going to be together forever. But I think their intuitions from time to time kicks in and just tells them, well, this is similar behavior from what I've experienced from somebody else. Or I think they get triggered from time to time on a soul level of like, I just don't want to experience certain things again. But they're very patient. They will stay patient with you. So I'm not saying that on a soul level they've already decided this is not going to work. They will stay patient with you, but they get triggered from time to time, and you know, they don't want to have to be in a relationship with somebody where they have to convince them that they care and they love you. They don't want to have to, like, that's exhausting. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, because I spent a lot of time talking about this just a few minutes ago, but that's exactly, on a soul level, they're nervous that you might sabotage the connection. And that's me being straight up, right? Like, I'm a very honest reader, and it's definitely coming from like your end. On a soul level, they are like, I hope group 4 does not self-sabotage, because we have something really amazing. But they will stay patient with you as long as they can. And then, so this is, what is this? What are their intentions towards this connection? Yeah, I mean, we got another king, another masculine energy. We see 3 masculine cards out here. So it's like they want a stable connection with you. They want to provide, they want to find stability. You know, they want to take charge of this connection. They want it to grow. They want it to be something real. They want to bring in that masculine energy in this connection to like really hold it down and have it be a real connection. And even this made me think of a diamond ring. You know, like when I first saw this, this is the Ace of Diamonds, and this is their desires. And immediately, even this looks like a wedding. This literally is like, I love you. So I saw this as their true desires is to one day like get married to you, to one day have some form of like a deep commitment to you. And they want that. But I think, you know, I think their intuition, and from time to time, I think sometimes they feel like, I just don't want group 4 to sabotage, or I just don't want to repeat what I've been through in the past. But yeah, their intentions and their desires is to like really solidify this and build something real with you, build something stable with you. And I think they'll stay patient with you as long as they can. But they're human at the end of the day. And I think it would be very tough on them to like feel like they could not continue on in this connection, because they love you. I can't make that up. So I think it would be very, very tough on them if like they felt like they were back as like pressed up against the wall in a way. Wow. Okay, that's a lot. 40 minutes in, so I'm gonna end this here. This is everything for YouTube, and then on the extended, we're gonna go ahead and look at how do they think you feel about them. We will see what they wish they could tell you right now, what will they do next, any actions, and then we'll also see messages directly from them with the Hidden Truth Oracle. Now, if this is where I'm leaving you, that is totally okay. Thank you so much for letting me give you this message. The extended is going to be on Patreon, so if you're already there, you'll have immediate access to it right now. But if not, then you can go ahead and join Patreon, where the viewers get to suggest the monthly readings. So it is a personalized platform, and when you join, you have access to like 25 to like 30 readings that I've done over there. There's a lot of readings on Patreon for you to catch up on if you're interested, but this will also be available as a individual purchase. If you don't want to subscribe, that's totally okay. You can just purchase this and just have the extendeds for this reading. But yes, thank you so much for everything, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you either in the extended or I'll see you in our next video. Bye.